Title: The Dispute Over the Heavy Bike. Adil and Shabir had been inseparable since childhood. They grew up together, sharing their dreams, frustrations, and countless adventures. They were opposites in many ways. Adil was impulsive and adventurous, while Shabir was cautious and level-headed. Yet, their differences never got in the way of their deep friendship. As they got older, their lives started to diverge. Adil, with his passion for bikes, dreamed of owning a heavy-duty motorcycle. He envisioned the wind rushing past him as he cruised through the streets, feeling the raw power beneath him. Shabir, on the other hand, had always been practical. He found comfort in his reliable car, believing that a heavy bike was more trouble than it was worth. One day, after months of saving and searching, Adil finally found the perfect bike. It was a custom-built 1,000 cubic centimeters sports bike, sleek and powerful, a machine that could turn heads and break speed records. He couldn't contain his excitement and immediately purchased it. When Adil invited Shabir to check out the bike, Shabir was skeptical, but agreed to come along. Adil, wearing a wide grin, led Shabir to his garage where the bike was parked. It gleamed in the soft light, the chrome and black metal shining like something out of a dream. "Check it out, Shabir. This is it. The bike I've been talking about for months," Adil said, his voice filled with pride. Shabir looked at the bike for a long moment, his face unreadable. "It's impressive, I'll give you that. But Adil, this is a lot more than just a bike. You're really going to ride something that powerful?" Adil chuckled. "Yeah. This is my dream. It's got everything: speed, style, and power. It's not just a bike, it's a statement. I've worked hard for this, Shabir." Shabir didn't share the same excitement. "I don't know, man. It's too much. You don't even need a bike like this. It's dangerous and reckless. What if something happens to you?" Adil frowned, his excitement slowly turning into frustration. "What's your problem?" "It's my life, my money. I'm doing this for me, not for anyone else." Shabir's voice grew serious. "That's just it, Adil. I get that it's your decision, but I care about you. You're talking about riding a beast that could easily get you into trouble. It's not worth the risk." The two stood in tense silence for a moment, the once light-hearted conversation now heavy with disagreement. "You're just being paranoid," Adil finally snapped. "This bike is fine. I know what I'm doing. It's not like I'm going to race through the streets at full speed. You're acting like I'm going to die the moment I start it." Shabir shook his head. "I'm not saying that, but you know as well as I do how dangerous bikes can be. You're a good rider, but one wrong move, one slip-up, and your life could change forever. Why risk it?" Adil's patience had worn thin. "I've been riding bikes for years, Shabir. I know my limits. This bike is no different than any other bike I've had." Shabir's voice softened but remained firm. "It's different, Adil. It's a lot more powerful, and it's not just about the ride, it's about safety. You can't just treat it like any other bike. I don't want to see you hurt because of something reckless." Adil turned away, walking toward the bike, his anger bubbling up. "I'm not asking for your approval, Shabir. I've made my decision. You don't get to tell me what to do with my life." The words stung, and Shabir's expression hardened. "I'm just trying to look out for you. I don't want to see you end up in the hospital, or worse." "Maybe you don't trust me," Adil said, his voice colder now. "Maybe you think I'm not responsible enough, but I know what I'm doing. If you can't accept that, then maybe we shouldn't talk about this anymore." The tension between them was palpable. Shabir felt hurt, but he couldn't back down from his concern. "I'm not trying to control you, Adil. I just don't want to lose my friend over something so unnecessary." Adil clenched his fists, his frustration turning to anger. "You don't get it, Shabir. This is my dream, and you're trying to ruin it. I've worked for this, and now I finally have it. I don't need you judging me." Without another word, Adil stormed out of the garage, leaving Shabir standing there, feeling helpless. For the next few days, they didn't speak. The silence between them felt like a heavy weight. Shabir was torn. He wanted to support his friend, but he couldn't shake his worry about the bike's dangers. Adil, on the other hand, felt misunderstood, his excitement soured by Shabir's caution. A week later, Adil called Shabir. His voice was quieter, more reflective. "Shabir, we need to talk." They met at their usual spot, the small cafe, where they'd spent countless hours chatting and laughing. Adil sat down, looking more serious than usual. "I've been thinking," Adil started, "and maybe I was too harsh. I know you're just worried about me, and I appreciate that. But I've been riding bikes for so long. I feel like this is something I'm ready for." Shabir nodded slowly. "I get it, Adil. I really do. I don't want to see you hurt. You're my best friend, and it scares me to think of you getting hurt on that bike." Adil smiled, his earlier anger melting away. "I know, and I'm sorry I didn't listen. I don't want to lose our friendship over something like this. But I need you to trust me, Shabir. I'm being careful. I promise." Shabir looked at his friend for a long time, seeing the sincerity in his eyes. He finally sighed, his shoulders relaxing. "I still think you're taking a big risk, but I trust you. Just promise me you'll be careful. You're not invincible." Adil's grin returned. "I'll be careful, I swear. And maybe one day, you'll come for a ride with me. You might even like it." Shabir shook his head with a small laugh. "Not a chance. But I'll be here to support you, no matter what." As they shared a laugh, the tension between them dissipated. They may never see eye to eye on the bike, but they had something much stronger, a friendship built on care, respect, and understanding. And in the end, that was worth more than any heavy bike.